On January 20th, 1987, NBC aired a documentary-style program called Unsolved Mysteries, involving unsolved cases. I previously covered this in a different video. In light of solving some of the cases, some mysteries are just left unknown as a mystery. The cold case of Alcatraz refers to the escape from Alcatraz prison that took place on the night of June 11th, 1962. Three inmates, Frank Morris and brothers John and Clarence England, managed to escape from the maximum security facility, which was located on an island off the coast of San Francisco. The escape involved a highly detailed and meticulous planned process. The prisoners spent months chiseling away at the walls of their cells, using makeshift tools, creating holes large enough to escape through. They constructed lifelike dummy heads out of paper mache, plaster, and hair, which they placed on their beds to create the illusion that they were still inside. On the night of the escape, they crawled through the holes, traversed the tunnel system, and then made their way to the roof. From there, they descended to the ground and entered the water. The escapees believed to have improvised rafts made from raincoats to try to reach the mainland, but they were never seen again. Despite an extensive search and numerous theories, their fate remains unknown. Some speculate they drowned in the cold, rough waters, while others believe they may have successfully made it to freedom. In 1979, the FBI closed the case, concluding that the escapees had likely perished in the attempt. However, the mystery has remained a topic of fascination and speculation ever since, with the occasional updates and theories surfacing regarding their potential survival. The escape, later popularized in films and documentaries, most notably the 1979 Clint Eastwood film Escape from Alcatraz. The Battle of LA was not just another movie, but an event that happened late late February of 1942 as as a perceived air raid attack from Japan. Numerous sightings from military and civilians spotted suspicious lights in the sky. After After the local military was dispatched, there were more than 1,400 used Empire State Building-like projectiles, but was deemed a false alarm. The news of the time published numerous reports and speculations of cover-up to conceal an actual invasion by enemy airplanes. After 1945, the Japanese commented on the issue, stating they had not sent any aircraft or any aircraft in the area at the time. After the chaos, it was determined that several buildings and vehicles were damaged by shell fragments, and 5 civilians flew to a different plane of existence. There were a result of 3 were a result of vehicle crashes and 2 heart attacks. Life of the open road is a dream for many, including truck drivers. On November 12, 1988, Dwayne McCorkindale was found by a payphone rest stop resting permanently. There were coins laying around him. However, he was found to have tried inhaling high-speed items that were proven to be too much for him at close range. The apparent motive was robbery. The only thing missing off of his person was his wallet and keys. After a few days after the incident, truck drivers were calling in about a brown Ford Pinto equipped with a CB radio, a popular car feature and car at the time. Today, authorities are no closer in finding the Pinto and Dwayne McCorkindale's killer than they were the night his body was discovered. Their only lead is a brown Pinto. The occupants of the car described as a white male and a black male, and sometimes accompanied by a white woman. On March 7, 1995, Devin Williams left Detroit, Michigan to deliver steel coils in New York. On his way, he was last seen on March 8, 1998, in driving Lockport in on his way. He was last seen on March 8th in Lockport, New York. At some point, Devin was then seen driving through Tonto National Forest, located in Arizona. At the time, witnesses recall seeing an out-of-place semi-truck driving dangerously through the forest, narrowly missing campers. After that, Devin vanished without a trace. It wasn't until 2 years later his remains was discovered. Here's what the authorities already know. Devin was a 29-year-old Caucasian with brown eyes and brown hair. He stood 5'8" and weighed 240 pounds. He had an earring in his left ear and tattoo body art on his back and arms. He had a Fu Manchu style mustache. There were extensive searches done at Tonto National Forest using dogs, volunteers, and off-road vehicles that could handle rugged terrain. As far as authorities, they have no leads on the case, and the case remains open. At this point, the family has been left with more questions than answers. The Roswell incident is best described as a conspiracy in 1947, in which the United States Army Air Forces were sent in to recover balloon debris near Roswell, New Mexico, in which was actually a crashed extraterrestrial spacecraft operated from the nearby Alamogordo Army Airfield and part of the top secret Project Mogul. The balloon was intended to detect Soviet nuclear tests. After metallic and rubber debris were recovered by the Roswell Army Airfield personnel, the U.S. Army announced their possession of a flying disc. This announcement made international headlines but was then retracted the next day. To obscure the purpose and source of the debris, the Army reported that it was a conventional weather balloon. After one officer revealed that the Army's weather balloon had been a cover story and speculated that the debris was of extraterrestrial origin, It was popularized in the 1980 book The Roswell Incident. This speculation became the basis for a long-lasting and increasingly complex, contradictory UFO conspiracy theories in which over time expanded the incident to include governments concealing evidence of extraterrestrial beings, gray aliens, multiple crashed flying saucers, alien corpses and autopsies, and the reverse engineering of extraterrestrial technology, none which have been any none on which have been on any factual basis. The Aztec, New Mexico incident. Like the Roswell incident, it was alleged unidentified flying saucer crash in March of 1948. The alleged saucer contained 16 humanoid bodies and which was quickly recovered by the local Air Force. The alleged aircraft in question, who was described as using magnetic principles for travel. Several years it was researched and by the researchers described to be a hoax. However, in later years, UFOologists considered the topic thoroughly discredited and therefore avoided it. In 1966, a book named Incident at Exeter mentioned dead alien bodies which stored at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which inspired the book The Vortex Conspiracy. In 1974, UFOologist Robert Carr publicly claimed alien bodies recovered near Aztec were stored at Hangar 18 at Wright-Patterson Air Force, prompting official denials from Air Force. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe and share before it's too late for the like buttons.